This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Richie and want to let everyone know that the 8th annual Keeping It Renal Run Walk will be happening on March the 27th. You can register now by going to chrisjohnsonfoundation.org and tap on event page. We would love to have everyone there. We're going to do our best to get shirts to the destination so that we can all get out and walk and support RMC.
When
So
is it?
it's March 27th, and this year we will walk. You have anywhere from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. to get your 5K in. That's what, 3.1 miles. And we ask that you either take videos or pictures and send them back this way, and then we'll put them all together and share with everyone on social media and on the website. And also, we have a new website up. It's been updated. We have a lot of resources up there. So if you guys get a chance, just go through it, see if it's anything we need to add or delete. This is basically your website, and we want to make sure it's beneficial to you. Now, we do need to try to figure out how we can get something in Spanish for Diana and Danielle. That is something that we need to work on as well. But other than that, it's so great to see everybody. We have Nicola is on. She's from the UK. She stayed up. It's 1
Ooh.
a.m. over there. We're happy to see Nicola. And um, Alexa is going to introduce herself, and she's going to be our moderator tonight. So,
Awesome,
welcome.
awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Richie, for that introduction. Hi, I'm Alexa Jett, and I was friends and still am friends with Carlos Moran, who Carissa Moran, she is a moderator for us here, and he ultimately passed away from RMC, but I saw a lot of the struggles he went through and that it's such an underfunded and under advocated for condition. And so I told Richie, put me to work, and she did. So that's my story. So sort of how we do this is we go around the room, and I'm just gonna check in with everybody. And Rick has actually proposed something new. So we're gonna try this out for this. I'm gonna ask you what you need tonight. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to call you by name, so don't worry. And then I'm going to ask, tell us why you're here, sort of a brief backstory, and then kind of what you could use tonight. So Diana E. Danielle, you were here first, so please, you have the floor. And you have something to say tonight.
Yes. Okay, good night for everybody. Thank you very much. We are very happy to connect today because in the last time for us was very difficult for the chemo session for Nicolas on the same Tuesday. And for tomorrow is a Wednesday, then we can connect today. Thank you very much.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything you want to talk about tonight? Is there anything you want to say?
Algo de lo que queremos hablar nosotros hoy. No, for the moment,
Not for the
we are waiting to end the fourth cycle for the chemo, and we have the resonance at end February or the first or second week on March, because it depends to finish the cycle. We have some troubles for the platelets, and we must wait some weeks. And we are so nervous because the location of the Nicolas tumor is in the renal aorta, and it is very difficult for the surgery. We have now a second opinion from Spain, from a specialist in the topics for the aorta. we are waiting the new magnetic resonance and the other images.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry,
And
I'm
the
trying to
liver
decide.
Muted.
Okay, and
All
the
right.
doctor will decide. Okay, I don't know if you have something more to say.
No, because our English
It's basic.
is very basic. We try to speak with Lois, the mother of Femina. All we need is to have more information. In this time, we are waiting for the surgery or for the result of the treatment. We know the location of the tumor of Nico is in a bad place, very bad place. About the chemo, cisplatino, carboplatino, gemcitabine, I don't know what's in the pronunciation. Well, we know each case are completely different, okay, and each body have different answer from the same chemio. Our first question, but in March, like Diana said, we will know an answer, is it's possible a mass of 7 centimeters to disappear, or we will need to try a surgery. That's the time. That's the time to drink a wine and wait and listen and listen Nico playing downstairs. Is that and we wait to listen your experience, and is that all that we need in this moment? No?
Well, awesome. So I hear just being around community, being around friends, that's great. And we're so glad you're here tonight from Colombia, correct? Awesome. Nicola, I'm going to come to you since I know personally how late it is over there. My brother lives back and forth in Scotland. So when we talk at very unusual hours. So I understand how late it is. So I want you to give us a
I'm
little.
fine. I'm fine. Wide awake.
Oh. So just in case you have to leave early, I just want you to introduce yourself a little bit and what can we do for you tonight?
Yeah, so I've been invited by Richie. I'm in the UK, obviously. I lost my husband in 2019 to RMC, and I've just recently set up my own charity in the UK.
Oh, that's
So
great.
so that's what I've been working on, raising awareness and setting up the charity since Rick passed away. Just because here in the UK, it's it's probably worse for us because we're really restricted on treatment, and the UK don't know much about RMC at all. We had nothing. We didn't have any support, or we just didn't have anything. So I was basically on our own with it, and yeah, I reached out to I think Cora Connor reached out to me first. I think she'd seen something in the press, and then that's what obviously drawn me to you guys in the US. So really grateful for you guys knowing a little bit more. So that's what my aim is to do over in the UK. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let's see who's on my screen. Michael, hello. Good evening. Oh, I caught you eating.
You're
Whoops.
fine. It's gum. But I knew as soon as I put it in, like, I'm gonna be next. I felt it in my spirit. But yeah, I can go. Mine will be pretty short and sweet. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael. I am the partner of Kwanzaa, who, at least on my screen, is right below me. She's waving. She's in month 4 of battling RMC. Had her surgery a couple months ago, and is in the chemo throes right now. So I won't say too much. I'll leave more for her to share what she wants.
Well,
But yeah,
I want to
support.
applaud you for being a caregiver being here. You need support too, and we're so glad that we can support you as well. If there's anything, is there anything you'd like to say tonight? Or are you just here like you're being her cheerleader?
A little bit of both. There's nothing that comes to immediate mind of
And
like a
you can
need.
change your mind.
Yeah, I would say there's nothing that immediately comes to mind of like a need for tonight. I'm really here to support, and then also like Richie invited us last month, and it was just such a positive experience to be with other people who understood it. So we're just here for that, another dopamine shot, so to speak, or at least that's part of what I'm here for. So.
That's right. We're happy to have
Awesome.
you again.
Super happy to have you. It's Quasia, right?
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Okay,
Yeah, like
Kwanzaa.
a holiday.
Oh, okay.
hmm Hi everyone, I'm Kwanzaa. I may not stay for the whole time because it's been a rough day. But I am grateful to like have this support group. Like Michael said, I was diagnosed in November. And thankfully I was able to get surgery in December. So it seems like it was quick, but it didn't feel quick in the moment. Right now I'm going through chemo. I'm approaching my 3rd dose. It's been tough. Like it's been really hard taking chemo. Yeah, what I guess like came here tonight for the same reasons as Michael. It's just to like be around people who understand. I think it's just so valuable to know there are other people that are having a hard time and or not. Success stories help too. But yeah, it's good to be around you all and to sharing that because it can feel lonely doing it, and especially in pandemic. Like what a terrible time to have cancer right now, where you really want to be around the people who love you, and it's just hard, and to have to be immunocompromised, and so to even even beyond, some people are taking liberties, but to have to be extra cautious at that too. So if anything tonight, just people being authentic, like like folks being authentic about what their experience
Sure.
has been like. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Is there anything specifically you'd like to talk about or on your mind? I know you said you had a rough day, and we'll come back to that. And also, Richie does have some good news to share tonight, just so you
Oh,
know. So we
okay.
do have some encouraging news tonight.
Okay, awesome. Not really. I don't know. Nothing is coming to mind right at this
And you
particular
can
moment.
change your mind. I
Yeah,
can circle back.
cool. All right.
Carissa, hi, good to see you.
Hey, good to
Is
see
there
you
anything on
guys.
your mind tonight? And how can we support you tonight?
I'm just blessed to be here with you guys, and it's just encouraging to see everybody here, and it's great. It's nice to have you, Nicola. I'm excited that we get like our group every month. We're getting new people, so it's exciting. But not anything comes to mind right now.
That is totally fine. And like I said, if anyone changes your mind, we love that. And sometimes topics and talking spurs them up. So, Richie, please share with us the good news.
Well, the good news about Benina, she did have her kidney removed today. And the great news is that there is no evidence of cancer in the left kidney. There's no evidence of cancer in the aorta, nor the lymph nodes. And the cancer that's in the right kidney is basically necrotic. Look like it's just dried up. So very, very good news. We're excited. We're just hoping that, you know, we stay on this same path and she will be cancer free. So we're really excited about that. Things are working, you guys. So just stay positive. So much is happening. We may be taking baby steps, but we are making progress. And I think it's all because of the advocacy and awareness out there now and linking them to the physicians as quickly as we're doing.
And Dr. Masal really being bold and being out there, I think has helped a lot as well.
Right. And the great thing is we did connect them with Dr. Masal, and he immediately jumped on it. Her doctor basically put together a history and physical for Dr. Masal, and then he gave his recommendations, and the physician followed the recommendations. And that's what's so important, is that they do follow the recommendations. I mean, because he is, not only is he really an expert in the field, but he's so compassionate about what he does and truly, truly care.
Right.
So we're just really excited about that.
Diane and Danielle, I'm curious if that, since Femina and Nicholas are in the same age range, is that very encouraging to hear that?
Femina,
It starts first.
it was first the diagnostic.
Mm-hmm.
She is 15, and Nicolas now is 13, but when he was 12 years old, we follow very close the evolution of Femina. We are in contact with Lois, and also Femina and Nicolas. Well, Nicolas are very shy.
Oh.
So timid, or shy. So she don't she
He
doesn't he doesn't express so much. Nicolas, Femina express more, and she speak better English than Nicolas and than us. But we follow him. We were pending about the surgery, and well, we are Europeans also. We are Colombian. For Diana,
I am Colombian, but Danielle is from Spain.
I'm from Spain, from the Mediterranean Sea, and we are the promise to one day to join and drink a wine or in Greece or in Spain or wherever. So, and also with you, of course.
Okay, I was about to say I was hearing a few people left out of that Mediterranean party. So
no, yes. So I repeat, every case are different. We asked to Lois about why the surgery was so late, but she explained us about the complex, about the
nodules on
the nodules and all of that. It was for us. It's all things positive for every one of you are great for us, because the time is the question, no, in this moment. When all we're when is the beginning of the end of the tumor, or the beginning of the end of the life of our son? That's for us a question who are very difficult. Is the beginning of the end of the cancer and the treatment are winning, or we go down to emotions and situations that we can imagine in this moment? That's the question. So we try to take each positive things of every one of you. That's the point in this moment. And cry and smile also. Smile, please, smile. And we are smiling in this moment. So So that's the point for us.
Richie, what encouragement as a parent who has gone through this, and they talked about they came here tonight because they need community. And I know, Richie, your experience as a parent and as a caregiver, same with Carissa and Michael's experiences, it has its own challenges away from the patient. And what can we say, and Carissa, I want to bring you into this conversation for Michael too, what can we say to encourage on the caregiver path of RMC?
I would say it's important that you take turns taking care of Nicholas. Sometimes you just have to step away. It's difficult to be positive, but you have to when you're in the front of Nicholas or whomever the patient is. It's okay to cry too. But in my situation, I didn't let Chris know how concerned I was. I would cry myself to sleep, the little sleep that I did get. But when I was facing him, I was extremely strong. I was positive, even though inside I'm hurting, but he didn't know it. And I think just being able to sometimes just step away a little bit is good to make sure that you eat well, because the thing is, if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of Nicholas. Um, and it is just a roller coaster ride. I mean, there's days, and that Nicholas is going to feel well, and there are days that he's not going to feel so good. And just being there and to lift him when he's down in the valley is so, so important. But just hang strong, stay strong in your faith, and most of all, just don't give up. You can't give up.
Thank you, Richie. Yes, we try to do it. We try to do it, and we try to learn about you and the others' experience. That's the point.
It's hard. I still cry. It's 8 years. It'll be 9 years in September. I still cry, but it's
And
okay.
it is okay to do that. And with Diana and Danielle talking about crying and laughing, both of those are okay to do, even with something as serious as this. You can still laugh and you can still plan that Mediterranean getaway. I mean, I'm just saying, that's hope. And hope is something you have to cling to. And Nicola, especially since you're here tonight as well, since you were a caregiver, what is a piece of encouragement you heard or something that really helped you and is still maybe helping you?
I think all your friends around you that that you've got to try and let people in, which I didn't. I struggled with, really. I wanted to do everything, and when Rick was in hospital, I moved in the hospital. I slept at the side of his bed for 6 weeks. I didn't even go out of the room for a shower or anything like that because he got very anxious. And I think in the long run, that didn't do probably me any good. I probably needed somebody to take control a little bit and say you need to go home maybe and get a change of clothes and just have that half an hour away. It probably would have done Rick good and me good. But it's difficult. It's really difficult because you don't know what to do at that moment, do you? You want to just do your best, and I'm sure you are. Sorry, I don't know how old Nicholas is, or
They're unmuting.
can you hear me? Am I?
Yeah. No, of course, of course.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
no for every day. So I'm sorry, ma'am. how limited is my English, but
It's okay.
each day is normal. He feel okay. Just the day of the chemo,
Yeah.
one day before, he say, tomorrow I will not be good. Tomorrow I will be sad, and we accept that, and we accept that it's normal, and that's wonderful. That's great, because the morning, early in the morning, is very difficult to take out of the bed, and but and the last chemo we share with Richie, it was sentences that is very hard, like father, to listen these sentences. I'm tired. Estoy cansado. That was very hard, and we know our sons, our daughters are warriors, and we want to be warriors. Uh, but 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 to listen them say I'm tired, you I think in our case, Nico is only 12, 13 years old, and sometimes I think it's better that happen for a child than for an adult. So after said I'm tired, after to vomit, after to feel completely ill in the car, we smell in the car. Open the windows. We smell
Sugar.
a sugar, well, some a food, and he say, "I want that." When I arrive to home, I want that. Say, please give the message by cell phone to your mother. And he was absolutely enthusiastic. It was in only in only 15 seconds of message. Mother, sister, I want this now when I arrive at home with this sauce. And you say, is the same person that 2 hours ago said, I am tired? I think that the children's for that is easier than for the adults. Okay, that's the point, and that's the in all the bad is the positive. We take these sentences, these seconds, and you, Alexa and Richie, saw Nicholas before to start this conversation. He arrived. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Goodbye. I'm playing PlayStation. I don't care your opinions and your solutions and anything. So the expectation of the future for the children are completely different from the adults. And that's the point, and that's why to try to learn from our son, because at the end it's our son who teach us, and it's a strange position, because like father we thought in the past that we will teach to him, and it's him he who teach us to every day to take it like a single day. And we are in this process. We are in this process. Not easy, with loud and smile and cry,
Well,
but we are
Daniel,
doing.
I just, because I see Diana and I see the exhaustion and the pain and the fatigue and the worry in her eyes. Diana, the only thing I regret about this being virtual is I can't give you a big hug. So Daniel, would you, for all of us, would you please give her a hug and a kiss for us right now? Just, we can't be there with you right this second, but we're here together in this room with you. We love you. We're here with you, and we support you through this. Okay. I see the pain and the exhaustion, and Richie's been there, and Carissa's been there, and Nicola's been there, and I'm sure Michael's been there too. And we're here for you. Okay. We love you, and we're here to love you through this.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you. No,
I know hearing your child say, I'm tired, regardless of the age, it does hurt. because you feel so helpless. But God is going to give you strength to get through it.
Nicola, Nicola, I'm sorry I arrived late. I was
No, it's fine.
with another meeting, and but I'm very curious. Which hospital was your husband in?
Pardon?
Which hospital was your husband in?
So he was under the care of the Christie in Manchester.
Okay. So
But that's where he had all his treatment.
interesting. So I'm sorry, which hospital in Manchester did you say?
The Christie.
The Christie. Okay. So did the Marsden get involved at all or not?
No, no, we didn't. Our oncologist just had connection with very last minute with Dr. Tania and Dr. Monsell.
Oh, they okay. But it
Yeah,
was only at the last minute. Yeah, you know, it's gone through my mind, and I've wondered how the NHS deals with rare diseases like RMC, and it sounds like they don't do it that well.
They don't know anything about it. They don't know.
And not even at the Marsden. No, nobody at the Marsden knows, or you.
So
don't
there is somebody at the Marsden, but again, it's all limited, and they're not sure what, they're not sure what. I think when Rick first got poorly, it took 5 months for him to get diagnosed.
Right.
And then obviously he was stage 4, and then it was basically they couldn't do surgery.
Right.
They said the tumour was too big, and basically the only thing we can do is treat it. I think Rick was the first one in 6 years to come through the Christie. So there wasn't they just didn't know what to do with him basically. So yeah, I mean, his oncologist Tom, I think he realised how we needed, work on and stuff, and that's why he's sort of on board now with me as a trustee. Where we go really in the UK is, next is.
I have an idea. I don't know that it's going to help you very much, but I have an idea and a connection I can make for you with a GU medical oncologist. I mean, first of all, there aren't that many GU med-oncs in the UK that I've come across. There aren't that many. I mean, yeah, De Bono, but De Bono is basically in the lab all the time, and De Bono specializes in prostate cancer, and you just, from what I've heard, there aren't a lot. I happen to have a friend. I was a school friend. We were in the same class at school, and he's the guy that actually started Prostate Cancer UK originally back in around 1980. And he's a GU medical oncologist, but he's now retired from the NHS. He was at Imperial College, but I am happy to send him a note. His name is John Waxman, Waxman. You can look him up, and I'm happy to send him a note and tell him that we're working with RMC. And if he's got any ideas, what's the name of your oncologist at the Christie?
Dr. Tom Waddell.
Waddell. Waddell?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's pronounced like Waddell, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a note. I haven't spoken, but I'll make a note to write to John tomorrow and see if he's got any ideas to connect you people, or if he's aware of any research that RMC research that's going on in the UK.
Right.
Maybe we'll come up with something. So you're now a trustee at the Christie, or?
No, so I've just set up my own charity.
Oh, good for
Um,
you.
yeah, it's called the Ricky Casey Trust. If you want to like give it a follow.
Okay.
Um,
Is that Ricky with an I or with a Y?
with a Y.
Okay, I'm Ricky with an I. That's why I asked.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because and everybody always spells my name R-I-C-K-Y, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's with a
So,
Y.
okay, it's with a so the Ricky Casey Trust. Okay, that's fine. Let me see. Let me reach out first of all to Johnny and see if I can what I can do. You never know. I mean, they may have some thoughts, and you're trying to raise money now to sponsor research for
Yeah,
RMC. Is that what you're doing?
yeah, and yeah, for research, and to educate, the clinicians and the doctors, and yeah, we just want to. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. I don't think here.
Um, and have you talked to anybody at the Marsden or not?
When Rick was poorly, I did email a doctor there. I can't. It
Right.
will be on my emails somewhere.
Okay.
But I didn't. It was a bit. Again, it was all too late. I think for
I understand.
anything to be. It's all. It's all about early diagnosis, isn't it? And it's all
Right.
about getting. So
Yeah.
I think we was just far too late, and then Rick got a rare form of pneumonia called PCP, and then obviously the cancer just
Right.
grew and grew and grew, and we couldn't get the PCP under control, and for him to have any other treatment, we would have had to pay for a drug called Bortism. I don't know how you pronounce it. That was a bit like you have it. It contains the cancer, and then you have it alongside the chemo. So I think it prolongs your life a little bit. But the NHS England didn't knocked us back and said there's no evidence that this drug's going to work for you. You'll have to pay for it yourself. And yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like, I don't know what the drug was, but it sounds like it was one of the immunotherapy drugs.
I think it was. Yeah,
I will tell you that a lot of times, and of course, it doesn't help you now, but a lot of times there are ways to get those drugs for
right,
compassionate use directly from the big pharmaceutical companies.
right.
I just saw that recently where somebody needed, I think it was a Pfizer drug or a Merck drug. It might have been a Merck drug, and Merck donated the drug. They're pretty good about that. If you know the right way to get to them, they're pretty good. They're pretty good about it. There again, it might be different in the UK, but I
Where
have
are
a
you,
couple of.
Rick?
I'm in.
Where about?
I'm in deep southern Arizona, but
Right,
but I grew up in the UK. I've been here
right.
many years, but I grew up in the UK, and so I still have some medical contacts there. And really, what we'd like to do for you and Tom Waddle is to maybe try and open the door at somewhere like the
Yeah,
Marsden, to find somewhere at the
yeah,
Marsden that you can work with them.
yeah.
I do have I think I can get access to Johann de Bono. But again, he would only be an entry point because that's not his field. He's really he's interested in prostate cancer. But I think that, if we could get to somebody like de Bono, he would be a good entry point. I have to think about how to do that though. And I've got another idea too, because my best friend is a retired breast cancer surgeon, and I need to ask him if he's got any. He just retired last year, so I
Right.
got to check with him if he's got any contacts into the Marsden as well. He may know some people at the Marsden, but not
That'd be
in.
brilliant.
But you know that's how you open the doors. You start
Yeah,
one by one. You know,
yeah,
you're seeing it now, and now that you've got a trust going, you're seeing how you do it. But yes, I'll definitely and Johnny Waxman's going to have access to the Marsden as well, and I'll
yeah.
see if I can rope him in.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
And do we
Thank
have your
you.
email address?
I'm not sure. Do you have my email address, Richie? I can give it you anyway.
Go ahead.
It's Nicola Forshaw, FORSHAW,
Yeah,
40
yeah,
at gmail.com.
got it. Okay, and Nicola Forshaw, all one word, yeah?
Yeah,
All
all
right.
lowercase. Yeah.
Got it. Where are you in where are you in the Manchester area?
Saddleworth.
Okay. Okay. I'll put it
Brilliant.
on my to-do list.
Thank you very much.
I feel like our meetings at AnCan aren't just for support. I feel like we get real solutions around here, and Rick is ready to break down any doors he needs to.
Yeah,
We'll
So
try.
we have a very good
amazing.
advocate and Rick, and we all appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. See what we can do. Richie, do you want to tell these good folks about what we've been doing with Lazarex?
Yes. Well, Rick, you're better off than I am, but we're looking at trying to close the gap of health disparities with patients coming to MD Anderson. And I know Lazarus has formed a partnership with MD Anderson to work on some things, and I think Rick has a little more information. Let me pull up my notes, Rick.
Well, Lazarex, I'll put the in the chat window, lazarex.org. So in case, I think everybody knows how to use where the chat window is on this, but it's the little bubble. It's the little bubble in the top right hand corner next to the two chess pawns.
And you'll see a little pop up, a little number, a little red number that'll pop up because he's about to put something in the chat.
Yes, lazarex.org. There you go. All right. Oh, I sent it to Alexa by mistake. I'll send it. I got to send it to everybody. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to copy for me. So they are a non-profit, a charity for Nicola's benefit, who are oh, Alexa did it. Thank you, Alexa. They have raised a lot of money, several $1 million. Some of it's been raised from pharmaceuticals like Genentech, and I think Merck. I think those are the two big ones, or Pfizer, I can't remember. And they provide travel and accommodation grants for people going through clinical trials.
They have to be active.
Yes, you have to be, if you want to get into a clinical trial, then they will help you, and they will even help you if you're overseas, but not until you come to this country. So, for example, if Nicholas was admitted to a clinical trial at MD Anderson, you can apply for financial aid to Lazarex once you're not for the fare to bring you from Colombia to Houston, but once you're in Houston, they will give you support for your accommodation and for your travel.
Right. And it will pay for two people.
For two people, yeah, including including caregivers. So we're really excited to have found them, and Richie is going to work with them more. And then this is not just for renal medullary cancer. This is for anybody in any type of clinical trial. But we recognize, particularly with RMC, it's a huge, with renal medullary carcinoma, it's a huge issue.
Hey, Rick,
Because
this is Andre. Can I chime in on that real quick?
yes,
You don't mind?
Please.
I'm actually so they actually supported me, Lazarex. So I actually went through them and
really?
received some financial support from them. So they reimbursed me 75% of my travel and hotel accommodations. So I would turn in a form and kind of like my hotel receipts or my mileage receipts or whatever, and then they would in turn reimburse me 75%. They would put it on it's kind of like a little debit card they send you. It's called a clean card,
okay,
or whatever. So they would deposit the money on there or whatever. So that's how they kind of reimburse you from there.
Wow. So did you know that, Richie?
I didn't know Andre had gotten some assistance through them. And
Yeah,
I also had them listed as on our website as a resource.
my man, my sister, she did a lot of digging when I was first diagnosed. So she kind of did all the paperwork and stuff for me or whatever, and I just pretty much had to do the receipts or whatever. That's when I first came to MD Anderson. I was on the clinical trial at MD.
Fantastic. So even in somebody in the UK, if they wanted to try and get into the RMC trials that are being run at MD Anderson, because that's about the only place they are being run, at least they'd have to get over stateside. But once they were stateside, then Lazarex is a support option for them.
Yeah.
And the only problem what we're trying to work on too is once they get stateside, we have to figure out funding for them to receive treatment at MD Anderson. And that's where the gap is. We can get them over here, but to actually for them to get treatment, and that's where the problem is with MD Anderson.
Lazarex only addresses travel and accommodation.
Correct. So, and I've talked to Dr. Masal about it a little bit too, and he said basically we're just going to need more federal funding, and of course we need to look at expansion of Medicaid so that these patients can, receive the care that they really deserve.
And Diana and Danielle has a quick question. Do children qualify?
Children qualify with Lazarex, but
Yes,
with Lazarex.
anybody, child or adult that's actively participating in a clinical trial does get covered by Lazarex.
Right. So if there was a clinical trial that you found and you worked out what the treatment part was going to cost, they would help you with the accommodation, and they would help you with the travel once you're in the United States.
And the problem with the treatments is hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even though they do provide some charity care, MD Anderson does, they just don't cover it all.
Well,
and they're qualifications for charity care is very, very limited, and they're not helping as many people as who need help.
Exactly. They could have.
I don't get that because, you know, MD Anderson is so big and they raise so much money.
Mm-hmm.
I find it astonishing that they don't have sources of funding for their own treatment there.
And see, and that's just not a priority for them for some reason. It seems like research is the top priority at MD Anderson, and that's where a lot of their funding
Mhm.
goes for research.
The
And
trials are, you know, but the trials are research.
exactly.
And when you've got a rare
Mhm.
disease, there aren't enough people to recruit for the trials. You need to bring the people in to fill the trials. If you don't fill the trials, what good is the research?
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
too, you know, the funding that they receive is allocated for different diseases, and RMC is
Mhm.
not really getting that much as far as funding is concerned.
No.
This that was the thing with me and Rick with the immunotherapy. That they were saying there wasn't enough evidence that this drug would work. Now that's just ridiculous, isn't it? That there's not enough evidence, so we're not going to give it you. Well, how are you going to learn anything?
Well, that's right. But then, you know, you're fighting what do they call? I forget the name. What do they call that board?
NHS England.
No, not the NHS. The one that sets,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking. The one that sets the standards for what drugs NHS will prescribe and what drugs they won't prescribe.
nice.
Nice. That's it. Nice. What does NICE stand for? Do you know?
Forgot, but
Yeah. But that is.
I'll look it up.
But
yeah.
but that, you know, it's these issues with NICE. So in the so the NHS, as most of you know, is the National Health Service. And for the National Health Service to approve a drug, it has to go through this NICE panel, NICE panel. And they're the ones that say, you can't get it. We won't give it to you. But I mean, you know, when I hear that in the UK and when we hear it here, then we can go to the patient advocacy representatives in these big pharmaceuticals and we say, look, we've got an exceptional case. I just did it this week with Novartis, last week with Novartis, for a guy who's in our prostate cancer group, where he wants to get into a trial. The trial was couldn't take him because there wasn't enough of the trial medicine. And we spoke to Novartis, and 10 days later, they've freed up the medicine, and he's going to be in the trial. He's going in for testing starting this week. The young guy in his early 50s with advanced prostate cancer, and hopefully it's going to make a big difference for him. So, what I think, you know, if something like that happens again and you hear of it, let us know, and we'll see what we can do in terms of working with the company directly, because they have and they will approve. We've seen it, you know, with Keytruda, with nivolumab. That probably those were the drugs that they wanted to give Ricky.
Mm.
Either Keytruda, nivolumab, something like that. Nivolumab is not Yervoy. That's ipilimumab. Nivolumab is, I forget what the trade name is for nivolumab. It'll come back to me. It's getting late. What time is it for you, Nicola? Jeez.
It's really
2
late for
a.m.
Oh,
2
bloody
a.m.
hell. Bloody hell.
But haven't you had to moderate some AnCan support groups from the UK still on US time?
Yeah, when I'm visiting with my buddy, the breast cancer surgeon, I've been, I start moderating. They go to bed, and I'm moderating. I start at 1 o'clock, 1 a.m.
Wow.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
We know it. We know it. Hey, Captain, what's going on with you? How are you? And where are you?
Yeah, where are
Well,
you?
Richie found out something about the captain.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah?
something is happening tomorrow to the captain. All right, y'all on three. Let's sing happy birthday.
Oh,
1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy birthday to you.
birthday
birthday
Happy
Day
to
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 you.
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 Come on, everybody,
Happy
sing.
birthday
Here,
to
Captain
Andre.
Lee.
Happy
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 birthday.
birthday
birthday
to
to you.
you. And
and
many
many
Cumpleaños.
more.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that.
And where are you?
I'm actually in my car right now. I was actually sitting at a little restaurant / like bar area.
Mm-hmm.
So I came out to say hey to everybody. I had to at least say hey and sit on here for a little while and chat
So
with
you've
everybody.
been like doing some pre-partying?
Yeah, this a little pre-part.
We didn't get
I
an
got to
invitation.
y'all are free to. I mean, if you want to come to small Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you welcome to come.
Okay, I'm on my way. If I leave now, I can probably get there.
But everything is doing good. I actually I had my scans January 21st. Everything still came back clear or whatever. So I'm thankful for that and blessed. Um, man, I was diagnosed when I was 33 years old, and they gave me that prognosis for only 4 months. But I'm still here. I'm about to celebrate another birthday tomorrow, so I'm just thankful and blessed. And man, I'm just excited. So I got to celebrate.
You got
Fantastic.
That's
to.
right. And how old will you be? 34, 35?
35.
35.
So
Okay.
that was it's my third clear scan. So I'm looking forward to April, another clear scan in April. So um we're going.
Andre, what treatment did you have? What process have you gone through?
So I was diagnosed April of 2019. I got the first thing I did was get my kidney removed. So I had the kidney surgery. Um,
Oh no,
He
Oh,
froze.
lost him.
have we lost the captain?
You
We stand.
froze if you can hear us, but you'll be back.
Yeah. So how long did was he poorly before did he get diagnosed early?
I think when Andre got diagnosed, they didn't waste a lot of time. I think the physician that took care of him really jumped on it pretty fast. But he was already stage 4, though. Stage 3 or 4. I think he may have
No,
stage
he was
3.
stage 4.
Was he 4?
Pretty sure he was 4, and that's why, because Nicola, he was in the military, or is in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Mm-hmm.
Right.
was treated in military hospitals, and basically they just they got on it.
Yeah, that guy knew pretty much. He was right on top of it. Where a lot of the cases they've been misdiagnosed initially, so we lose time.
Yeah.
I know in my son's case, he complained for 2 years before he got diagnosed with RMC. We have to get Andre to write his story. Actually, March is Kidney Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Hello, hi.
Yes.
It's Laura. Hi.
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 She's cute. How are
How
you?
are everybody?
She's cute.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
So we've had 2 kids come in, wave, and leave. So we're at a pretty good record tonight.
And I can tell you another good testimony. Caleb, he has completed his chemotherapy. Caleb is what, 10 years old or 11, somewhere up in
I
there.
think
And
it's, yeah, 10 or 11.
he's cancer free. Jelana, I was trying to get her on, but she said she was tied up doing something. So hopefully she can get on next time. And, I have Caleb's stories on our webpage, I believe. But we would like to
Amazing.
start off in March and have, some of these success stories and what are we doing in the RMC community, because, there's very little awareness as far as kidney cancer in general is concerned. People don't
Mm.
realize March is Kidney Cancer Awareness Month. So we need everybody to sort of jump on the bandwagon and let's make some noise,
Hmm.
you
And
know?
Richie, we also have to have encouragement too. Even
Hmm.
though the realities of RMC are terrible, and we do have to focus on that so we can make change, and so we can go to our lawmakers and go, look, we got to fix this, and we can go to hospitals and wherever. We do still have to have hope, because hope sustains us. It keeps us going, and there's an old Southern saying that hope floats. So I think it's awesome, for on the Chris Johnson Foundation website to have the stories like of Andre and Caleb and everything else. I think is great.
I also wanted to say that for you caregivers that are on, I forgot to tell Michael. Well, maybe you can reach out to Michael and let him know. But we do have a caregivers group as well. Unfortunately, it's going to be in the middle of the night for some people, but what can you do? But we do have a caregivers group that meets on the first and third Tuesdays of the month, and we were very, very happy to welcome Carissa to the group, and we made a good connection for her. So hopefully it was helpful to you, Carissa.
Yes, it definitely was. Like, it's, with it happened so that like somebody's like went through the same situation, had like the same like kind of background as me. I thought that was very helpful.
Yeah.
And
And Renata's great, and she can be a really great
Mhm.
support person for you. She's really terrific. She's really terrific. So we love to be able to connect people like that. It's
Mhm.
really really good. So that's excellent. So Diana and Daniel, how many kids do you have? 2 or more? 2. Okay.
Laura is the biggest, and 5 years later came Nicholas. Uh, they both have a good relationship between them. Also, if Laura is more expressive and Nico more
Mhm.
shy, but he find his balance between them. So good relationship. Laura suffer a little bit. She's in the university, and of course she take up psychology in the university in this moment. But in general, here, well, I have an aunt in Spain who are oncology doctor, and he say you must to take care about Laura also. No, it's very
Yes.
important for her because we pay attention to Nico, but we must to pay attention also for Laura, no? And well, each process is difficult, but I think we are doing in this moment. And like said, one of in the first speech, we are in pandemic, and it's not easy for a young girl of 18 years old in pandemic to go out to the street and to come back at home with all the carefully with Nicolas in this position, in this situation. Is very hard for her too, but he is conscious.
She is very conscious.
And well, and we are happy to have a Laura because he give also energy. Nico give energy to us, but Laura also give energy to us.
Does Laura carry sickle cell trait?
No, Laura has not. I have the sickle cell traits, and Nicholas too.
She
And
was.
Nicholas and me are exactly the same.
Yes, at home we are the blacks, the Diana and Nico, and the pinks, Laura and me. And
And now we say we are the sickle cell traits.
yeah.
Okay.
Andre, it's okay if your
Andre's
internet
back.
went out. You're partying, and we're so glad
Yeah,
you could share some of your party.
my internet went out. I don't know where I was at. And I was talking about my treatment plan. I don't know where I
You just
left
said
off at. Or
you just said you got diagnosed and then you went. We didn't
I
hear
went out
much.
after that. I talked for another 10 minutes. I guess I was talking to myself for those next 10
You
minutes or
was.
whatever. So I was just saying that, I was diagnosed in 2019. And the first step in my process was I got my right kidney removed. Then shortly after that, I transferred down to MD Anderson, and I immediately started doing chemotherapy. By this time, the cancer had metastasized to like my lymph nodes and lung area at this point in time. So they started me out on doxorubicin and gemcitabine. I did 11 cycles of that. That was working pretty well, and I guess the cancer cells became a little resistant to that therapy. So Dr. Masao, he immediately switched me to immunotherapy. So I did like 4 cycles of immunotherapy. That worked for a while, then it became resistant. The same with cisplatin. I probably did like 4 cycles of cisplatin. But the thing that worked best for me, I think, was carboplatin. I did carboplatin and gemcitabine in conjunction with 28 cycles of radiation. So I was doing radiation 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and every 3 weeks I would do a cycle of carboplatin and gemcitabine, and that seemed to, get in there and kill those cancer cells, or the rest of the cancer cells that was in there. So that was my journey. It was it was it was rough at times or whatever, but I'm thankful that I was able to get through it and still be here to
Yeah,
celebrate my birthday
brilliant.
now or whatever. So it was definitely worth it going through that.
What stage were you,
Brilliant.
Andre?
Ma'am?
What stage were you at diagnosis? Stage 3 or 4?
4.
4. Okay.
4. Well, Dr. Masao said once you see the symptoms like blood in your urine and stuff like that, you're already at stage 4 when it comes
Yeah.
to
For the most
RMC.
part.
And how long did it take them? How long did it take them to say you've got RMC?
So I first presented with symptoms. So December of 2018. So it's about 4 months. So I'm actually in the Army. So in December I was home for leave back here in Alabama, and I presented with blood in my urine. So I went to the emergency room, and they thought maybe it was kidney stones or something like that or whatever. So they gave me some pain medication, and like after New Year's, I had went back up to Virginia where I was stationed at. But like in February, like a month later, I presented with those same symptoms or whatever. So I was like, man, I've been relatively healthy all my life. This is, this ain't normal or whatever. So I went to go see another doctor. He was actually on here last month, Dr. Seen. So they gave me some pain meds and said, some antibiotics and stuff like that or whatever. And then I went back home. And then like a month later, it wasn't until March of 19 is where they was like, hey, we need to do, a CAT scan, a PET scan, ultrasound, all this stuff or whatever. And that's when, they finally found the mass on my right kidney.
And Carissa, I think Carlos's story was very similar, that they thought it was something relatively benign, and then it turned out to be RMC. Isn't that right?
Yeah, like in October of 2016, like he like had urine in his blood and they thought he had kidney stones, and they were trying to look up like the canal over there, like with a microscope, and then he was still having pain and chest pains that they did like a CT scan and an MRI, and that's when they saw like he had like the cancer. And then it was like we were in New Jersey, and like the urologist just wanted to take his kidney out without like addressing what was on his lungs. So like we try to go to like in a Sloan Kettering. We try to like drive one night to Sloan Kettering, but they went like they didn't take like new patients there. So like New York Presbyterian was across the street, so we went over there, and then they decided to do a biopsy, and that's how they diagnosed with his cancer.
What was he initially diagnosed with?
They thought it was kidney stones as well.
Yeah,
Nicole, is that similar to Ricky?
Yeah, so the first symptom of Rick was his testicle was painful. That was his very first. He was a firefighter, Ricky. So really fit, healthy guy. And so he just started with pain in his testicle. We went to the doctor, and they just said, men get these things sometimes. Give him some antibiotics. He had a week of antibiotics, and then within that week, he was really struggling with the pain in his testicle, and he felt bloated. He couldn't really eat very much. He lost weight. So we went back to the doctors, and they said that it might be there's an infection that you get behind the penis, so I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember, but they put it down to that at first and said, do you think you could have a urine infection? I mean, we'd not even had any blood tests done, nothing, they didn't take his bloods. It was a good few weeks before we had just an ultrasound. And then it was only through taking him to A&E then with pain in his stomach, into his flank, and him losing weight, that they decided to do blood tests. And they said, I think you've got kidney stones. And then we went down that route. And then we started with a dry cough. And then we went for an X-ray. And then we just kept getting passed from pillar to post. And then the first diagnosis was, God, what's the blood cancer? Lymphoma. So they said he had lymphoma. And then we went to start treatment, and the doctor just said, I'm not convinced it's lymphoma. We need to send you back to urology. We need to send you back to the chest clinic. So we had to just come away from that and then start the process again. So by the time he'd had his bronchoscopy and things like that, and all his scans and things, then they decided there was a black doctor at Manchester Royal on an MDT meeting that they run for Ricky, because they was going to put the cancer down to unknown primary at first. And then he was in an MDT meeting, and we got a phone call saying, we want to bring you in tomorrow for a kidney biopsy. So that's when they found the RMC from the kidney biopsy. But it was like from, March to August. And he went through some really tough biopsies. There were, horrible. And then all the time he's declining. He's not getting any better. He's in constant pain. He had to finish work. So, yeah. So at least then you think you're on the right path. You think you're getting an appointment to start treatment, and then you get hit with, it's this cancer that we're not used to dealing with. You're stage 4. It's RMC. Like, what do we do? What do we do with that? It's it was just. So we had a really intense chemotherapy regime that was it was paclitaxel, carboplatin, cisplatin. So he had the 3 drugs in one, and had so many cycles, like 5 months, and then a scan. But the first scan results were brilliant, 80% I think on some reductions, and then the next lot didn't do anything, didn't touch him, and then he got this pneumonia, so we couldn't do anything else.
Well, thank you
Hey,
for
I got a
sharing that.
question. I got a question. Is it Nicola? Is that right?
Nicola.
Am I saying that right? Nicola?
Yeah.
Have he tried any radiation as part of his
No.
treatment plan? No
No.
radiation. I think
Wasn't offered. Yeah.
I think that was I think it played a big part in my treatment plan. Dr. Messiah was able to talk with at MD Anderson, the radiation specialist or whatever, and they came up with kind of this plan together where they can kind of, because RMC is real aggressive, so they wanted to kind of, attack it with everything they had. That's why I was doing the carboplatin and paclitaxel in combination with the radiation, so it can really attack and kill the rest of those cells that were, in my case, they were near where my right kidney used to be in the lymph node area. So those were the kind of the ones that were becoming like real resistant to the other chemo drugs or whatever. So I think the radiation, I don't know if you want to maybe run that by his doctors and kind of see kind of if they can kind of incorporate that if the other chemo drug stuff ain't as successful.
It's too late, Andre.
Yeah, he's passed.
We lost him.
Yeah, we lost him. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I didn't.
No, it's
I
fine.
came in on the conversation late, so I didn't really.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
but it's
trying to
good.
make a lot of change in the UK because of it.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, I'm sorry for your
yeah,
loss.
yeah. Thank you, thank you.
And you
Yeah,
know
I
what?
just think.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, I just think that I feel that we was fighting a losing battle from day one, because the doctors just, as soon as we got to the Christie, it was a case of we just knew that they didn't know what to do with us. So yeah,
I think what's so interesting too is when Chris was diagnosed in 2011, they would not do chemotherapy and radiation, together. It was he had to get his 12 cycles of radiation so that it could decrease the tumors in his spine so that he can get some relief from the pain. And it was once he finished radiation that he was able to go to chemotherapy. So they are really making some positive changes, seem like, as it relates to treatment.
Yeah, I remember with Carlos, that was like a question too. Like he was like with the carboplatin and Plaxetol, and we had the question like too, like about doing radiation. That was like something that they weren't exploring, and it wasn't like until like he was having he was on like tasmatistan, I forget the other drug he was like the chemotherapy he was on, but that's when they started like doing like radiation, but it was more like a for palliative, so like to reduce pain, so he could be on like the next trial. Yeah, it's interesting how that yeah, like how the cycles and like what they're learning. It's yeah, interesting too. It's like you make suggestions and that it's not even, out there, and then
So Diana and Danielle have a question. Sorry, radiation question mark. Is it possible when the size is 6 centimeter? In your case, how was the size? So Andre, what size was your tumor that they did the radiation on? Do you know?
That's something I would have to go back and kind of look at my documentation. I don't know the exact size, but I did. By the time I did radiation in conjunction with that chemo, I think it got down. The other chemo drugs had shrunken down, I guess, enough where they wanted to, kind of throw everything at it and kind of kill the cancer cells or whatever. So I don't know the exact size. I'll have to get that information to you, but I know they got it down to a size where they can just throw everything at it and attack it or whatever.
So the radiation helped at least shrink it, from what you know. Okay.
Well, usually what they'll do is the chemotherapy will shrink it, and then they can. 6 centimeters is definitely large enough that it can be targeted, and the spot can be eradicated. But the problem with radiation is it has to be in conjunction with systemic therapy, because the disease is already systemic. And so just to use radiation is like playing, you get one spot and it comes in another spot. So if you do things together, like Andre did, where they're doing the radiation and he's doing the chemotherapy at the same time, that combination can be successful.
Did that
So
answer your question? Oh, you're muted.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, it is clear. It is a combination. First chemotherapy and combination with the radiation. Okay.
Correct.
Right, right. And I think that, you know, somebody like, I know that you're in touch with MD Anderson, and if that was appropriate, it's something to ask Dr. Masoul, and then they can help the radiation oncologists at MD Anderson can help make a plan for you that can be carried out in Colombia.
Yes, we must wait the magnetic resonance on March, and we don't know because the location for the tumor of Nicholas is in a very bad place. It's exactly in the aorta. Then we don't know if he can have radiation in this point.
Okay.
And also is close to the mesentery. Is correct? Mesentery.
Artery.
Vena mesenteria. Is who give to the stomach edge. Is over.
The esophagus?
You have the
Intestine. I am.
well, okay, no.
Later we write
the-
exactly the
the-
location, but it's in a very bad by location.
the surgery said if the tumor are growing to this place, it's not possible to make a bypass in the aorta, okay? Because they take. So you have the
heart,
no riñones, kinds
kidney,
the kidney, and
Okay.
on the top of the kidney they come other
vein, artery.
artery, and this artery give the food with blood to the stomach cage. Is the mesentery, mesenterica. I don't, well, okay. So he said, if we can take this artery, we can make the surgery. We can make the bypass for a child. So, well, anyway, we are waiting. We are waiting for the results. So
We are waiting,
we
and
will give you the information in the future, and we write to Richie what the doctor says in Colombia. Anyway, they are contacts with Masawel, of course. They are always in contact. We wrote Masawel also, and he say if the oncology team in Colombia said it's possible the surgery, I recommend the surgery. It is not possible. We will wait and we'll give you another answer. But for the moment,
wait
wait.
for the scanner.
Wait.
Well, definitely
I'm
keep
just-
us posted. Rick's got to go.
I'll leave you guys. Hello, Karen. Nice to see you. I've got to jump over
Hi.
to another meeting that's going on right now in another one of our rooms for a different condition. But
Good luck.
Nicola, it was great to meet you.
Yes, and you.
You must be. Are you right up in the moors there? You must be right
Yeah.
on the edge of the moors. Beautiful.
I am. Yeah, I
know.
am.
It's a bit grey right now, I'm sure.
Full of
So,
snow. Full of
ew.
snow.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you again. Please come back.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, brilliant. Thanks for your help.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Rick.
Bye. Bye, Rachel. Talk to you all
Bye
soon.
bye.
Bye.
Hey, I gotta get ready to sign out too.
Okay.
Perfect.
Enjoy your birthday.
Enjoy your
I
birthday.
will.
I'm
Thank you
so
guys. Thanks for the
thrilled.
happy birthday and the well wishes. Appreciate it.
Take
Good
care.
night, Andre.
I'm waiting on you March 1st, Poster Child.
Okay. All right.
March 1st, you're going to open up Kidney Cancer Awareness Month.
Okay.
Okay. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Ti amo.
Wow. Divino.
Karen, how you doing?
Great.
I'm good. I just wanted to jump on to say hi. I know I've missed the last couple of meetings.
Well, it's good to see
It's good
you.
to see you.
Nice to see you guys.
All
Have you
right.
been doing okay since we last saw you?
Yeah, I've been doing good. My scans came back clear in December, and I've been
Ooh,
staying put. And I was able to get my first vaccine shot Saturday. So,
Oh, how
and your
exciting.
hair is growing.
yeah, it's getting out of control, but it's okay.
Oh, you look good.
Thank
All right,
you.
you guys. I think this is about it. Nicola, thank you for staying awake so
Thank
long.
you.
Oh, you're
Yes.
welcome. You're welcome. It's been good. It's
We were
been
up
really
last
nice.
night. It was like 2 something. She and I were texting back, but of course it wasn't 2 something my time. It was her time. So
Oh my
that's what we were doing last night.
God. Ooh,
Yeah. So,
Yeah, oh, nice to meet you all. And
nice to
good
meet
luck
you
with
too.
everything.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. See you
Thanks,
Karen.
later.
everybody.
All
Good
right, Karen,
night.
we need to
Bye.